Okay, so my phone overheated, and then I had to finish the load and do all this things. So we back with the second part because um my trucking journey is very, very interesting, and it was very well thought out. And I think, and one of the things I just thought about before I even started this video is that, like, my idea behind trucking, or when I refer people to trucking, is the fact that you can use it as a tool. Like, you can use it as leverage, right? Because truck driving is part of the transportation industry, which is huge, right? Like, you could go to so many different avenues within trucking itself. Like, as of now, I just recently took my tanker endorsement, and I just did my fingerprints for hazmat at the beginning of this month, and I waited for them to come back because that's another level. And then there's oversized trucking, where the vehicles be riding behind, the pilot cars be riding in front of the truck and behind the truck because the load is so wide. My friend was just telling me about show event trucking, like where you haul equipment for tours and events and festivals and all that. And like, just every level that you go up in trucking, you just make more and more and more and more. And then you can become an owner operator, get your own truck, and that's even more money. You could start a fleet, have 5-6 trucks running a lane or something, and now you're a business owner. Like, you could just go so many different ways. And one of the things that I just thought about was how some people's argument or thought may be like, well, everything is about to go EV. Like, they're trying to get robots to take over the jobs and do all that, right? Now, that's going to happen. I believe that too. AI is getting very serious. But I also think that that won't be for another 10 plus years, right? So in the meantime, in between time, you can use trucking the same way I did, right? Which was me moving completely on the truck, minimizing all my bills. That's why I say this is best to do if you don't have no kids. Minimizing all my bills to where I didn't have that much that many expenses going out. Like, I literally, I think I said in that last video, I had my car note, my insurance, and my phone bill up until I paid my car note off. When I paid my car note off, I was paying $118 in car insurance and a $100 phone bill. That was it. And I was bringing in $5,000 a month. So I was just stacking all that money. So much is so that, like I said, I got out of debt. I bought a condo. I ended up saving $40,000. That's how I got my condo. I bought my condo during the pandemic too. I had to bid $10,000 over because it was just crazy out there. So that was a crazy time. But I would use it as leverage to, whether that's to dump into stocks, to start a real estate, to start getting property, to Airbnb, have long-term tent. There's so many different things you do in real estate. So you can save up the money to get into real estate. You can save up the money, fix your credit, and then you can use other people's money to start businesses or to start investing in real estate, or however you could go to some of these conferences or master classes, or purchase some of these mentorships with some of the best people in their field, and you'll have those funds that get you in different rooms. Like, I was recently watching the Wall Street Trapper, his Trapping Tuesdays last week, and he was talking about how he pays for this mentorship to teach him how to pay less taxes with the tax bracket he's in now. He was saying, like, 80% of the room don't pay taxes. So he had to pay a pretty penny for a mentorship that's going to help him save in taxes, essentially. And I was like, dang, because like you really do have to pay your way. You know what I mean? Like when you make an investment in yourself and you show some of these places, that says a lot. You know what I mean? Like a lot more people are willing to help you when you put your money where your mouth is, right? If that makes sense. So trucking can give you those funds. And with the course that I made last year, or even 2 years ago, I think it was last year though, 2025, 2024. I think it was last year, maybe into 2023, something like that. So even with the video that I made, the course that I made when it comes to trucking, I also made one about having a 2-year plan, because like I said before, I had a 3-year plan, but when I thought about it, I could have did it in 2. So that's why I was like, you know what? 2 is perfect. Like just depending on, you could probably run it up in 1. Like if you don't got nothing, like let's say you 21, 22, just fresh, like you probably don't have debt. You probably don't have, you know what I mean? Like, you might still be at your parents' house or something, or you might be, renting a room or something, and you might not have to, put all these different things in place before, you leave, or you might not have to pay down all this debt before you could start saving all your money. So you could condense the 2-year plan course into a 1-year plan course. My whole idea behind it though is that, like in my age, I'm 33, a lot of us, we have debt. We've had credit cards for a long time. We have student loans. We've had, you know what I mean? Like some people have medical bills. There's a lot of, different things that goes on through life that accumulates debt, right? So the 2-year, like the first year is really just paying down that debt, right? Paying down that debt. Also another thing I think I mentioned is that the first year with me traveling the country, I was enjoying like the major cities that I would go into. Like I spent 4 days in New Orleans. I was so excited to see New Orleans. I spent the day in Niagara Falls. I was so excited to see Niagara Falls. I had my little sister with me that time. That was so fun. Like I could not believe, because I'm one of those people, like when I was a kid, I used to watch movies and I had to be like, dang, like I want to see that place in person. Like that's what sparked my traveling. It's like, dang, I want to see that place in person. Like I don't want to just see it on TV. Like TV is cool, but it would be cool if I was actually there and I like experienced it through my own eye gates. So Niagara Falls is something that you see on movies and stuff. So I remember when I want to say I was on my way to Buffalo, New York, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I was going past that or whatever, but I remember seeing the sign. I didn't even know where Niagara Falls was. I ain't even gonna hold you. I didn't even know it was in New York. I just knew I just wanted to see it because I always seen it in movies. But I remember I was passing the sign on the freeway and it was like Niagara Falls, 5 Mountains, whatever it said. Like, basically, I was in the vicinity and I was like, and I think my load wasn't due until the next day, and I was like, oh my God, like I have to go to Niagara. I found somewhere to park that truck. I found a tour. I did like all the things you do in Niagara Falls. Like they took it on a walking tour. We got on a little boat. I forgot everything we did because it was a little while ago. But I paid like $200 for me and my sister to like go do all the things I have to do with Niagara Falls. Like not even funny. Trying the different foods. Like just I spent time in spent a couple of days in Houston. Spent a couple of days in Atlanta, like just all the hot spots. I was having a time, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. So and when you first get money, that's normally the case. Like you spend it, you know what I mean? Like you have a little bit of fun. So that's why even if you don't have that much debt, you might just run into some extra spending because it's just some things that we be wanting and our life just doesn't fit that, like those expenses. But once you got all this free money now, you might want to go get all the things you never got before. So like you totally have room for that. Like you don't have to be perfect. Like that's one of the big things that I want to express. Like you don't have to just be on a feel like you're on a machine where, why is that door not locked? That's weird as fuck. You don't have to be on a tunnel like, oh, I can't make no mistakes, I can't spend no money. Don't do that, because it's not gonna be fun. Like, trucking is actually a fun experience. Now, another thing that I thought was important why I wanted to continue this video is because trucking's not for everybody. It's not. I want to be very honest. Although I think it's a great career to that if you're young and just don't really know which direction you want to go, I think it's a good place to start for you to take yourself to the next level. But honestly, like, trucking is very long hours. A very confined space that could get to your mind. You know, it's you on a truck by yourself. Now, a lot of companies let you bring somebody with you. So if you do got a significant other, or you do whatever, you got a pet or something, you can bring your pet with you, because it's definitely gets lonely. Let me check the time, because I need to clock in a second. Okay, I'm good. That is not the time. Okay, there we go. That's the time. Like, that was not the time. But you know, so it gets lonely. You miss out, and I just want to be honest, because I don't want to have to throw nobody out there and it be the exact opposite, or I just don't give enough detail, or at least paint a good enough picture, because I'm not going to be able to tell you every little thing, because everybody's going to have their own, like, different experiences. But I want to give you enough information for you to just wrap your mind around when things are happening. If you do take this leap of faith and this jump, that you just be like, oh, okay, I see what all right. I see what she was saying there, or I see, like, I understand what's going on, because sometimes there was moments where I wanted to go home. There was moments where I was like, man, like, I'm gonna just go work a regular job, you know what I mean? But that's why when you have a plan and you have an end date or a deadline, it kind of keeps you on track and keep you going strong, because trucking is really a mental thing. Like, your mind gotta always be in a good space. Like, you can't be stressed out, you can't be overthinking, you can't be consumed with family problems, or, you know what I mean, like different things like you can't. I'm telling you now, that's why our health got to be so good, because you can't be out here having health problems and in pain and worried about, you know, your blood pressure or your this or your, you know what I mean, like, your mind, like, it seems like we just be driving, but man, we're doing so many different jobs, it's not even funny. Like, I can't even begin to explain, like, how oftentimes, like, you have to, if you have a lot of problematic people in your life, you're gonna have to, like, set some very firm and strong boundaries, because if they're constantly calling you and, you know, taking your mind off your work, that's not gonna be, you're not gonna be an effective driver. And the thing about trucking is that you can not only harm yourself, you can harm a lot of other people in this huge truck. You know, the trailers by themselves are 53 feet. So all together, I would say the whole semi 18-wheeler is probably like 60 feet long. So imagine, you know what I mean, it flipping over, jackknifing, you know, you crash into something, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just imagine how much damage you could cause. And it's because you wasn't sharp. You wasn't, you know what I mean? You didn't separate personal life from work life. You know what I mean? Like, you can't bring your personal life on this truck. I'm telling you. Cannot. You have to learn different things to clear your mind and to block those things out, because trucking requires extreme focus. It really does. Like, so that's why a lot of truckers, like, we listen to podcasts, or we listen to movies, or we have to constantly keep our mind just at a leveled frequency, because you have to be paying attention to the road, the signs, the clearances when you're going under bridges. You have to make sure that you're on a truck route, because a lot of these state, like California, all their streets are really, really tight. Like, all them streets are not meant for trucks. You have to pay attention to that. You have to know, you have to catch a no truck sign before you turn, or before you know what I mean? Like, we have to constantly look 15 seconds ahead of the road so we can know what's going on down there, or we could catch a sign before we get to it. You know what I mean? Because you could be going down the road that has a bridge that's only 12 feet tall, and the clearance of the trailer is 13.6. You're not going to make that. And if you miss that postage, that signage, now you're going to run into this bridge. You know what I mean? So you have to constantly be on point. Like I said, it's long hours. We work anywhere from 10 to like upwards of like 16, 17, 18 hours. Not gonna hold you a day. So when you hear the truckers get money, it's because we work for the money, honey. Don't get it twisted, okay? The normal work person works 40 hours a week. Truckers, we work up to 70 hours a week. So that's almost double a normal person's work week. That's why truckers make a lot of money. That's where you work more, but also they provide you with shelter as well, to where you could just keep running and going. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they work that out. I still don't understand it. Like, how are y'all getting away with 70-hour week? How y'all get? And I guess it's because they provide you somewhere to sleep too. I'm not sure, but there's something behind that, and they definitely, figured it out how to work you more. But hey, they be paying, so I guess. And when I was living on the truck, I'm living for free. And I don't have to pay rent to live up in here. Y'all paying me. Then I just go back there and sleep. And then I'll do another video on like the truck stops and because trucking is very, it's definitely a different world. That's what the course is called. Trucking, a different world. It really is. Like, we're in our own like bubble and community, and only it's just some things that like only truckers understand, so I just wanted to wrap up the video from yesterday and just give a little bit more explanation behind like how trucking changed my life and how you could use it to change yours. And I might do more and more parts, because there's just so many different things I could talk about when it comes to trucking and being a truck driver. Because at this point, I'm in 2025. Yeah, it's been about, come August, it'll be 7 years that I've been a truck driver, which is crazy. And I've tried to like leave it, but ain't nobody paying like trucking. And after a while, it gets easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once you got the mental down, and you know what I mean? Like, you got the fundamentals and everything, like, it's not even work. Like, now I go to work, I'll be like, I'll be back tomorrow. Like, all right, bet. I can still maneuver and do what I need to do what I want to do. I still live a very enjoyable life. I still make like, when something's going on in town, like, I can make it to now, especially working at Amazon, only working 4 days a week. Like, if something happens, like, my schedule is very flexible, because they only require me 4 days a week, so I can move that 4 days anywhere and do what I want to do what I need to do, travel how I need to, move how I need to, show up for the people that I need to, like, all those different things. So this might be a few different parts now that I think about it, because I could talk about truck stops and like safety in those regards. I could talk about just all kind the chippers and the responsibilities of trucking. Like, I can go to in so many different places, but I think I just wanted to for sure finish my video that I did earlier, that I started, and then I'll just continue like part 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's the better way to go to discuss the dynamics of trucking. And I think that's what I'll do with each course that I have, because each one, like, I have a lot of information behind it and a story behind it to like just break down how all these different avenues, like having a plan, like being in trucking. Another course is home buying. My process with home buying that I didn't enjoy all the way. It's worth it now, but I almost didn't go all the way through with it. And then the last one was how I raised my credit while I was on the truck. You know what I mean? But that goes in hand with becoming debt free while being on truck, and how you could use trucking to get you out of debt and, essentially put you in the best position possible when you do hit your deadline. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 3.